Welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, we visit with Steph Pattyn. Away from the arena, away from the classroom, we're on the Red River catfishing with the North Dakota captain. And we also check in with former UND forward Danny Kristo as he enters his second year of pro hockey. Coach, good to be back with you again. And we are in the new Players Lounge and downstairs of the Ralph, part of a wonderful renovation that has taken place over the course of the summer. Wow, beautiful new digs down here, Coach.
Well, it's a great spot for our players. This is part of the newly renovated facility. We're just putting the finishing touches now on everything, but our players are now able to move in here and get going, get into their routines, as we've talked about on the previous couple of shows, and begin using this facility.
The renovation project actually began the day that the team left for the Frozen Four in Philadelphia this past spring, and in the next couple of weeks, you're going to take us on a tour once the renovation is completely finished.
Yeah, as we get closer to the start of our season, we'll take everybody through and give a detailed tour of the area. Right now, we want to get into our routine and get our work done, and that'll be most important for us.
Yeah, well, the fans are going to be wowed by the renovation, including the new locker room, which is spectacular. So that's a tease for you folks. We'll have a little walkthrough with you here in the next few weeks. Dave, you're 19 days away from your exhibition opener against Manitoba, 24 days away from your regular season opener against Bemidji State. What are some of the internal expectations of the hockey team this year?
Business-like right now, day-to-day, getting our work done, doing it at a high level, being detailed in the things that we're doing. We're taking care of business right now on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's the real message. The expectations for this team, are to come out of the gates, get off to a good start, and become a good hockey team early in the season.
Mm-hmm. And that's something I think that the players have echoed throughout the course of the summer, that veteran leadership, not wanting to start the course of a season like it did a year ago.
No, well, last year we went through all kinds of struggles, and you can't predict what may be down the road for us in terms of injuries and different adversity that comes your way. But we're going to lean on the leadership core of this group early on. We're going to bring the young guys in and have them be ready to help this hockey team right away at the beginning of our season. And we want to start to develop that chemistry as we go through our fall camp and certainly into our first exhibition game on October the 5th.
Let's talk about goaltending a little bit. Zane Gothberg was outstanding in the last 4 months of the season last year when he led the NCAA's in goals against average. Zane, obviously, going into this season is the man that you'll put in the nets and ride him as long as he carries you, right?
Well, I really like the maturity that Zane is showing in his day-to-day work right now. He's grown and developed as a player, as a person, and as a young man. And we're really seeing that maturity show through right now in the things that he's doing on a daily basis here. So, it'll be important for him to put the finishing touch here on his preseason, make sure that he's mentally and physically sharp and rested to get into our season, and he will be one guy that we expect to lead our team into the fall.
We learned last year, Coach, that you played the accordion as a youngster. Were you much into the outdoors? Were you taking the accordion into the woods of Canada?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Any opportunity.
I was a farm kid, Dan, so I spent a lot of time out in the fields, right, and doing a lot of different things without any musical instruments along for the ride.
Nor the rifle, nor the fishing rod.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
We did a little bit of fishing, a little bit of hunting later on, but we did an awful lot of farm work as we grew up as kids.
Well, your captain is an avid outdoorsman, and next here on the show, we're going to hook up with Steph Pattyn as he hauls in a couple of big catfish right here on the Red River in Grand Forks.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables, too.
Senior Steph Pattyn will captain this year's hockey team. Pattyn grew up in a small town in Manitoba where the outdoors were important, and to this day, it's one of his big interests.
Corner, sliding it to Pattyn. He fires and he scores!
Steph Pattyn is passionate about hockey.
Steph Pattyn ignites that line.
His newest tattoo tells you he's passionate about family.
Mitch and Denise, yeah, they're 30th anniversary this year, so
And on this September morning, we spend some time with another one of Patton's passions.
Not the prettiest fish, but they are fun to catch, that's for sure.
The outdoors.
That's better.
Better fish, Steph?
Better fish.
I'll be the net man, because that's what I'm good at.
Patton and I are guests in the boat of Brad Durick, famed Grand Forks catfishing guide, and a man who knows the habits of the Reds' channel catfish better than anyone.
With a month to go, I'm right around little over the 3-ton mark for the year.
Patton hails from St. Anne, Manitoba, where fishing and hunting opportunities abound.
My dad's always been into hunting and fishing, and I heard him say this weekend he thinks that he prefers fishing than hockey now, and hockey's always been his game. So I don't know, it's something he's really brought me up on, and hunting too and stuff, and we live in an area where we're accessible to both at a very short distance, so I like to spend a lot of time on the lake or in the bush, and that's basically because of my dad.
Today is the first day he's been catfishing in 5 years. And after a few spots without turning a catfish, Patton lays into a big cat.
That's a good fish.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
All right, bring him on.
It's a better fish, Steph.
Very, very good.
There we go.
Nice, very nice.
What kind of fishing or hunting do you like to do back home, Steph?
Mainly walleye fishing.
Yeah.
Some pike fishing too, musky fishing, but mainly walleye.
Yeah.
And then more big game hunting, like whitetail and black bear.
That any better.
The General, as he's called, has come a long way since arriving at UND as a walk-on. And this year, his senior season, he'll wear the C as the team captain.
Probably just more vocal, more hoorah kind of approach to it, kind of just who I am. And I was kind of more the vocal guy in the room last year already, so I think just keep up with that. We have a great set of captains this year, and I think together we'll be a great combo.
This day on the Red, away from the arena, away from the classroom, is a chance to relax. We learn Patton's newest passion is coyote hunting, that his personal best catfish was caught in Lockport, Manitoba.
I think probably 33 or 35.
And that last year's loss to the Gophers in the Frozen Four stung like nothing else in his hockey career.
And especially just the way it ended and the way it all kind of, we thought we had that game, and then the kind of just last slip of the second and it ended. But
Well, I'm gonna scoot around and move lines.
You're not
for
Coach Hakstol, you will make the 1 o'clock meeting, right, Steph?
I'll be there, unless there's another one.
But fishing in the outdoors helps clear his mind and set focus on a new season. One Patton believes could be special.
I'll have the same mentality, the same drive that we want to get back to the Frozen Four, and not only just make it there, but win it this year. And everyone's on the same page, and I think that's going to be key, especially come early on in the season. And we've already had a few discussions about not getting that slow start, just hitting the ground running. And I think that's going to be a big part of our team this year. Is just our goal is to win every game this year, and I think with the team we have, it's definitely a possibility. My favorite part is when you go to set a hook on a monster and the rod just doesn't move.
A little bit like this one?
A little bit like this one.
See how good yourself compared to the first one here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
There's a pig.
There is a nice fish.
I love it.
Steph Patton's intense even on the Red River catfishing, Coach.
Well, that's who he is. Everything that he does, he shows up, and he's got an edge to him, and he wants to go out there and compete, and that's who he is. Not a surprise that he was the same way out on the Red River.
Can we take you out fishing sometime?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Would you like to go walleye fishing in Devil's Lake, catfishing in Grand Forks?
Let's go do a little walleye fishing.
Walleye fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get that done.
Absolutely.
Now, this is with the cameras rolling, of course.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
If we don't catch any fish, you're going in the water.
Oh, wow. Pressure is on. Look forward to that coming up soon also here on the show. Coming up next, Kristo gets ready for his second season in pro hockey.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingalls Stat Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, and in triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Among the former UND players returning to Grand Forks recently was Danny Kristo. The 2013 Hobie Baker finalist was easy to pick out with his red and blue greasers, but he wasn't getting any special treatment on his return to the Ralph. Kristo spent his first season of pro hockey with Hartford, the New York Rangers farm team in the American Hockey League. He played 65 games and led the Wolfpack with 25 goals. He also missed 11 games with a knee injury. Next stop for Kristo is Rangers training camp, which opens September 18th.
I was in Brainerd for most of the summer with about 4 other North Dakota guys, Forbert, McWilliam, Trupp, and Malone, myself, and pretty much just worked out and skated and then right to the golf course every day. So.
Into the phantom zone down right wing. Kristo gets free toward the front of the scores! What a goal by Kristo with a little curl and drag move, and he beat the catching glove of Heater.
Lots of learning experiences, ups and downs. Kind of almost compared it to as like a freshman going into college. I thought I learned a lot and really gained strides throughout the year. Doing the little things right, away from the puck defensively.
Shoots one deflected, pad save, rebound, they score! It's jammed in from the far side by Kristo, his 25th of the year.
Oh, it's a lot easier, I think, going into your second training camp than is your first. Obviously, last year was my first one. I didn't really know what to expect. Didn't know what tests we were going to be doing, and I knew a couple of guys firsthand. But this one, I'm just going to go in and try to get better every single day. Work as hard as I can, impress the coaches, learn every single day because that's what it's still about at this point. Especially at this point of the season, September is the start of the season, and if I just go do that and play hard, that's all I can pretty much do myself, and hopefully everything else will take care of itself. So.
Long lead pass sends Kristo in on a breakaway. Kristo all alone shoots, he scores!
I think I know what I need to do going into training camp to try to make the team. I think offensively is not where I need to work on right now. I think it's the little things away from the puck. I worked real hard this summer in my strength, getting quicker, and just defensively not turning the puck over and helping out my D zone, blocking shots, things like that. I think that's what's going to hopefully bring me to the next level.
Dave, Danny's 24, a little bit older than a lot of prospects that are also vying for a spot with the big team that fit his style of play. How important is this coming year, in your opinion, for Danny's career?
Well, I think for Danny to go into camp and show maturity, coming out of his first American Hockey League season, a successful season under his belt. It's not all about whether he's 23 or 24 years old. It's about maturity as a player. I think Danny, he took advantage of his 4 years here. He had an outstanding first year at the pro level. Now there's opportunity there. You have to go into camp and you have to seize that opportunity and earn a job.
Yeah. Another group of players were through here this past week. Kristo and Derek Forbert. He's getting ready to head out for the LA Kings camp. So always good to see those guys back.
Yeah, it's always nice to see those guys come through camp. They're finishing up their summer season, getting ready for training camp. Awful nice to see them come through here and be around the rink here and finish out their training for a few days.
Coming up next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol, we continue our freshman interviews. Next, we sit down with goaltender Cam Johnson.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingalls Stat Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, and in triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back to the show. We continue our early season sit-down interviews with members of this year's incoming freshman class, and our guest this week is goaltender Cam Johnson. Cam, welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. Good to see you.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Cam, you hail from Troy, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about growing up and playing hockey in your early years in Troy, Michigan.
Growing up in Troy, Michigan, obviously Michigan, they have good hockey there.
No doubt about it.
I definitely considered it probably the hockey hotbed over the Minnesota, all the Minnesota guys.
Wow,
I know,
throwing out an early gauntlet to some of your Minnesota-born teammates.
Yeah, those guys think they got it going on with the high school hockey, which I will admit it is cool, the state tournament and all that, but I think if you look overall, I think Michigan's got some good guys, as does Minnesota, but I think our all-star team would knock theirs.
Ironically, Cam, your roommate is Trevor Olson from Duluth East.
Yeah,
he played in several Minnesota State high school hockey tournaments. He may have a differing opinion of what you just said.
Yeah, he's obviously all about the high school hockey and the state tournament, but you know, I'm sure we'll get into some little battles about that.
I'm sure you've just laid the ground for those battles, without a doubt. Who are some of the people that kind of influenced your hockey playing days, and what do you remember about first starting to play the game of hockey?
I gotta say my biggest influence was obviously probably my dad. He passed away when I was in the 6th grade, so you know I've always kind of carried on with myself. I want to make him proud, you know, because he was obviously very invested in my hockey career. So definitely him, and then I'd have to say my older brother as well. I always watched him growing up. I was always a big fan of his, and he didn't go as far as I did with hockey. You know, he kind of started to focus more on school, whereas I kind of kept on with hockey. But you know, growing up, I was always a big fan of his. I used to love going to all his games and watching him and his buddies play. And when they'd play street hockey and everything, I'd always jump in that. And I think ultimately that's why I became a goalie too.
Really? Have you always played goalie?
I actually started off as a forward. But I think it was in the second or third grade was when I was finally like, you know what? I think I'm going to be a goalie. I think I just fell in love with the pressure, and I loved the fact that you got to design your own gear, and you were kind of, you know, in the spotlight there. So
Interesting. Most fans are aware that you played in the USHL the last couple of years with Waterloo, most recently, and then with Fargo for about a season and a half. But bridge that gap between your playing days at Troy and before that time when you arrived into the USHL.
Yeah, actually growing up I played AA hockey, which it's just like travel hockey. Not real serious, but I had like a good core group of guys that I played with growing up. I could have played AAA, but I didn't want to leave those core of guys. And my junior year in high school, we finally had like a top-notch team. We had a team that had a chance of winning everything. And that year was when I was like, you know, all right, I'm gonna play one more season with these guys, and then that's when I'm gonna step my game up. But yeah, that year we ended up winning silver sticks. We won states, we won nationals, so we won pretty much every tournament there was to win. And then the next season was when I played AAA. I played for Little Caesars, and
well-known program.
Yep, well-known program, and we ended up winning a state championship there too. So ended up working out.
You already mentioned the word pressure that comes with the position. How do you manage the in-game pressure that comes with the position of goaltender?
You know, it's all in your head. It's all a mindset. Whereas if you set your mind to something, you'll be all right. And I know there's going to be, especially with me, I know my first game, my first start I'll have here in the Ralph, I will be sweating bullets. I'm going to be so nervous. But you know, it's all in your head. If you just think you're going to do well and you know you're going to play well, you're going to play well. So it's all in your head, and you just got to stay focused. If you let in a bad goal, it is what it is. You just got to forget about that and just focus on making the next save.
Cam, you describe yourself as a hybrid goaltender. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would definitely describe myself as a hybrid, because I don't really like dropping down on every shot. It kind of makes you smaller. I like staying up, take up more net, and you know, if there's a shot I got to drop down on, I'm going to drop down. But other than that, I just try and stay up and cover as much net as I can.
How about we test your history knowledge of Fargo Force goaltenders? The greatest goaltender in Fargo Force history is?
Zane Gothberg.
Well played, Mr. Johnson. You also had options of going with Mike Lee, who played at St. Cloud State, or Ryan Massa, who played at Nebraska Omaha. Are you and Zane McIntyre, as he is now known?
Oh yeah, Zane McIntyre.
You guys forming a bond here early in the season?
Yeah, Zane, he's been really good to me. You know, he's been showing me the ropes and, you know, pushing me harder in practice, which is what I need. So he's really been on me. He's been helping me out, and he's been good to me.
All right, expectations for your freshman season, Cam?
A national title. Hopefully we can bring a national title, but I guess a more personal expectation. I would like to, you know, with the games I get to play well and kind of, you know, set the ground for my sophomore, junior, and senior season.
Very good. Nice job, Cam.
Thank you.
Good chatting with you. Good luck
Thank
on this
you.
freshman season.
Yep, thank you.
We're back with more on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol next.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
This coming Sunday is the 6th annual UND Hockey Fan Fest. Hope to see you at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena. It's a great event. It all begins at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, the 21st. It includes autograph and skill sessions with UND hockey players. That's always a lot of fun. A free meal, can't turn that down. And the first chance to pick up the 2014-15 team posters. It's always a great afternoon and a good chance to have conversations with the players that you watch each and every Friday and Saturday during the season. So we hope we see you at FanFest presented by Midco Sports this coming Sunday beginning at 3. And our show next week comes from UND Hockey Fan Fest. We'll see you then.